Oh, what up?
No.
What's up, chat? Chat.
Need to open up
Does
chat
this guy-
on my phone.
Chat, is this guy for real?
Guys.
Alright. Oh. I
Chat, am I real?
spoiled it for later. What? Oh, I need to fuck.
Yikes. You did it yet again. Classic cringe move.
Classic Boo Bear.
Okay, we
Yep.
need to catch Bees up on this.
Alright. My best recap from memory. This is after Cars 1, before Cars 2. Right?
Okay.
Lightning McQueen was in a somewhat semi-abusive relationship with Chick.
Yeah.
And it seems like Lightning McQueen has nothing, he wants nothing to do with Chick. But it's not quite clear. It seemed like Lightning McQueen was enjoying his relationship with Chick a little bit.
What?
Yeah, and so I'm not exactly sure what
Oh wow,
Lightning's
you're
at
in
on that.
chapter 4 now.
Yeah.
Riveting.
We had to stop
Riveting
after a few chapters.
Yeah. Getting worked up. Walker's doing like that.
Yeah, Walker don't like
Rooting for the
that.
Walkers. So, what is it called? Lightning McQueen got asked out by Gasali. But then Lightning told her that he was gay, and she called him a couple of slurs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he got
Sally, homophobic.
not exactly
Yikes.
Is she gonna get with Liz?
Well, I assume not, because she called him slurs.
Well, you never know. It could be internalized misogyny, or internalized misogyny.
Internalized homophobia?
No, misogyny.
Oh, yeah, you know what, you're right. So then he got kicked out of Sally's place that he was staying at. So then he has to bunk with Mater. And it surprisingly...
Turns out well for him.
Surprisingly, Mater's also gay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't
Phenomenal.
expect
You know, it must be tough for him actually.
that. Yeah.
Radiator Springs doesn't seem like the most welcoming place to
Yeah, why don't you say that again?
welcoming.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't seem like the most welcoming place to
Yeah, I would have
a
assumed
certain
Sally.
demographic. Actually,
had the
to pretty
highest
much
chance
every
of-
demographic.
I would have assumed Sally would have had the highest chance of not being homophobic, but she called him slurs, so
Damn, so there's no hope.
there's no hope, except somehow Mater's also gay.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, he's
the
a
chances
shining
are?
light in this bastion of hatred for
Yeah.
his kind.
Well, what do you think? What's his name? That Van dude? What's his name? Phil? Or he's like the hippie dude.
Oh, that guy.
Do you think
Fillmore?
he's gonna be an ally? Oh yeah, Fillmore. Do you think he's gonna be an
Yeah.
ally?
He's probably
might.
gay as fuck. Wait, I'll just give you a little.
He's
and then I'll give
Mater's
you-
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, probably something like that. Sarge seems pretty
Uh-oh.
open to that too. but I wouldn't know. Not in this fan fiction, but just because he's kind of hot.
Oh, that's your headcanon.
Yeah. What is it called? So then, what was it? Mater and Lightning McQueen went to a bar, and then Lightning McQueen somehow ended up, Mater somehow ended up on the news yelling at Francesco, calling him slow as fuck or something like that. So then, Lightning McQueen challenges him to a race, Francesco, and now they're gonna go on a race. But Mater was sad that Lightning McQueen's gonna leave him. So then Lightning McQueen invited Mater onto the race. So apparently, like, that's like how we got Mater being invited to the races in the second movie or some shit.
Okay.
It's like it's real cornerstone of the writing community, this WattPad.
True.
It sounds like it. Princess Pinky or Princess Pink.
What?
Sounds like a real this author.
Oh,
Princess Pink.
True. I'll just give you a little spoiler on on how that night at Mater's place went for them.
Okay.
Two cars had their eyes closed. When they opened their eyes, they were shocked by their position. Lightning was in front of Mater, with his trunk near Mater, and his exhaust pipe near Mater's exhaust pipe. Mater was on top, so they fell out of bed, and this is where they're at.
Oh. Yeah. Was it a bunk bed?
I don't know. Mater had this hook wrapped around Lightning, though. And that's why they fell out of bed, because he woke Mater up or some shit. Mater was on top of Lightning, looking like he was about to have his way with Lightning, which Mater wouldn't mind at all. In fact, he had dreamt about this moment for so long. To be on top of Lightning, putting his pipe in his exhaust pipe and going to town on Lightning. But Mater couldn't think of this now, especially since Lightning was under him. Lightning went a deep red. Oh, Mater. He trailed off. Mater snapped out of his thoughts, realizing his pipe was touching Lightning.
Oh,
shit! He knows! Mater quickly got off Lightning, rolling back, trying to play it cool. So, when were we going to the airport? He asked, looking around nervously. Lightning turned around to face Mater. We're going to be leaving soon, so, grab some polish for your outer coat, he said, grabbing his polish. Mater looked at Lightning. I'm all rust, McQueen. He said, then looked away before Lightning could look at him.
Body shaming. He was body shaming him.
Yeah, he was. That's.
But bro, Mater had his dick out.
He did have his dick out. But this last part scarred me, so we're getting there for a second. He said, then he looked away before Lightning could look at him. Oh yeah, let's just get rolling then, Lightning said, putting the polish away before driving off. Mater was about to drive off after Lightning, but before he could, he noticed a small patch of oil where Lightning was. You liked it too? He questions out loud before speeding off after Lightning. Lightning, wait! Mater called out, which caused Lightning to slow down. I don't know where the airport is, so I'm just gonna follow you, he said. Lightning nodded before speeding off again on the long drive to the airport. He's
self-lubricating.
Wow, I didn't think you were gonna add to it. Yeah, see, like, this person got scarred as well. Oh, suffering emoji.
I was wondering why they said oil.
Wow.
Dang, so
He He's got
Lightning's
a car
actually.
pussy.
Yeah, he's got a little car bussy on him.
He's got a little
and he's
Chrissy.
self-lubricating. He's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
bottom boy.
self-lubricating Chrissy. He is a bottom boy.
Dang. You little bottom
Yeah.
boy.
He's a big butt beach bottom boy.
Yes. That's a perfect terminology.
You're welcome.
When the two cars had arrived at the airport, they had arrived an hour before their flight.
Wow. Poetry.
So the two cars took the time to look around the airport, looking at the overpriced food and the little trinkets that shops were selling. Although the food was overpriced, the two cars had forgotten to eat breakfast, so they had a quick bite to eat before they got on their plane to Japan. Mater and Lightning were sitting next to each other, watching some silly Japanese game show where cars would do funny and stupid things, then fail and fall off the obstacle course. So those moments made Lightning and Mater laugh. Tapping each other's tires and looking at each other every once in a while. When they landed, Mater had the time of his life. It was his first time out of the town and to even be out of the country. It was amazing to Mater. There were advertisements about Lightning McQueen toys and products, including a vacuum.
Oh.
Mater would be
Oh.
lying if he said that he hated that because he found it to be pretty funny. I like how they end like every sentence with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
The two then went to a fan store that sold Lightning McQueen toys. There was even a fan in there that fainted when they saw Lightning. The two
Yeah.
cars had been multiple events, which Mater gladly got dressed up for, even using some Japanese. Lightning thought Mater was so cute. He was amazed by everything. Lightning watched Mater as he tried everything and looked at everything while they were driving. After going to some events that Mater wanted to see, they had to go to the World Grand Prix. Lightning was used to all the fans and the cameras looking at him, cheering and taking photos. Lightning even did some ka-chows. Ka-chow! For the camera. Mater was amazed. He never thought he would ever get a chance like this in his life. He wasn't famous, and he was covered in rust. Oh my god. He was a leper. He was a car version of a fucking leper from the 10th century. To be experiencing this was amazing, and to also be experiencing this with his crush made it all even better. Lightning, Mater, and the crew got on an elevator. When they got to the top and were driving, Lightning looked at Mater, lowercase Mater. He looked adorable, looking around, but he had to be on his best behavior. Mater, now don't forget, best behavior, Lightning said, looking around at all the racing cars. Mater nodded.
You got it, buddy. I'll be on my best behavior.
He said,
Oh, what's that?
he added, driving off, leaving Lightning. Lightning sighed and shook his head, and spotted his friends, Lewis and Jeff. Oh, Lewis and Jeff.
Lewis and Jeff, all the classic characters from.
Yeah, the classic Cars classic.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Lightning went over to his two friends, catching up with them. Then Jeff looked at Mater and scoffed. Okay. I see why these characters were added now.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Who's that? Wait, what nationality should these guys be? Actually, I'll let Daniel voice this. What kind of voice
Yeah, do it.
should Jeff have?
Let me think. I'm thinking, does Italian sound good to you?
Yeah.
Jeff doesn't sound Italian, but you can go ahead and try.
Nah, he's Italian. I could feel it in my bones and in my soul. Anyway, I need to get the feel
Jeff
for it.
is-
Who's that with him?
You need to see. You need to say it with more disgust and gusto.
Oh, okay. Who is that tow truck with
Classic homophobic and
Classic
racist
homophobic Italian. Who said
Classic
that
racist
tow
Italian.
truck with?
It sounds like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Would be
basically what
funny.
Italians sound like anyway.
No, it would be funny if he sounded gay. Like, who's that tow truck with?
Yeah.
And if they're gonna say something homophobic, so it's even better.
Oh my god. Who's that tow truck with? You need to do that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh my god! Who's that tow truck with?
This is the classic Italian accent.
Yeah, the classic European accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, just general European.
Yeah. He asked. Lightning looked over at Mater, seeing him a noisome, poor, small car that was raking sand. Mater tapped the glass. You got all the leaves, good job, you can stop now! He said, not understand why the car was still raking. Lightning quickly went over to Mater. Listen, Mater, this isn't Radiator Spring. He said. This caused Mater to laugh. You're just realizing that? That jet lag really done a number on you, he said with a laugh. Lightning slowly drove off with Mater following him. Mater, things are different over here. Maybe you could act a little different too. Mater looked at Lightning with confused. Different with what? Oh yeah, just help me out here, buddy. Mater jumped up a little. You need help? Shoo, why didn't you just say so? No. Shoo! Why didn't you just say so? That's what a tow truck does! He said happily, looking around at the scenery. Before Lightning could speak, Mater drove off with a, hey, look at that over there! Lightning
He just
looked over and
drives
saw
off.
Francesco images that were blurry. Mater drove over. It's Mr. Francesco. I'll introduce, he said happily. Mater, no! Lightning said embarrassed. Mater smiled. See, I'm already helping you out, he said, driving up in front of Francesco. Hi, Francesco. I'd like you to meet. Before Mater could finish his sentence, Francesco cut in.
Okay, this is my part.
Yes?
Wait, I need to clear my throat.
Okay, you're gonna need to stop. What? He said happily, looking at the red car behind Mater. No, Nathaniel, I think you need to add a little, like Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen. I think you need to make it a little deeper too.
Lightning McQueen.
No, Lightning McQueen.
Oh my gosh.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
Make him sound fucking dirty. Oh, Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
Oh my
He
god.
said happily. Look, he said happily. That was it. That was happily. Looking at the red car behind me. Yeah, make him sound like fucking Watto from the Phantom Menace.
Watto.
Yeah.
Rico sounds so grubby. Is that the slave dude?
Yeah.
Or slaver?
The fuck?
I don't think you spelled it right.
Yeah, probably not. Alright, I'll just look up Anakin Master. What the fuck? Okay, you know what? Anakin
The
Slave
unsung
Master.
hero.
Oh, it's Watto.
Oh. Oh my god.
Ah yes, Nubian. We have lots of that. Pinake, Caballero, Kunisitake Maya.
That's what Francesco sounds like. Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
hot.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got his voice down.
Okay.
Looking at the
Wait,
red
is
car
it-
behind Mater. What?
Is the next line Lightning McQueen or Francesco?
I'll tell you when your
Oh,
line's
it's a
up.
Lightning.
Lightning drove up to Francesco. Hi, how are you doing? No, wait. Lightning's not a fucking hick. Hi, how are you doing? Lightning asked. He's a fresh white boy. He's Kyle.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you
It'd be
doing?
better. It'd be better for you to read if they broke it up into dialogue tags instead of one big paragraph full of 30 people talking at once.
No, but that's not based.
Yeah.
Oh, true. You know what? True.
Francesco moved his wheel a bit. No, moved his wheel a bit.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh,
No, you need to sound a little bit more fruity than that. Like a little bit more
Yeah,
happy.
he's like, and he's saying yeah. How are you?
Yeah. How are you?
He said quickly.
You look very good.
You look very good. Even better in person.
Okay.
Oh my god.
He said. He started to circle lightning. Dude, we got the perfect voice for him.
It's a piece of meat. Bro, he's
Yeah.
gonna put him in automobile trafficking or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Pushing Mater out of the way, Francesco was looking at Lightning intensely, staring at Lightning's trunk.
Oh my. Not to carry, I see.
Excuse me? Francesco drove back in front of Lightning.
You do look very nice tonight, Lightning McQueen.
He said Lightning's last name very seductively. You need to say it seductively.
McQueen.
McQueen!
McQueen.
No, you need to say the whole sentence, bozo.
okay.
You do look very nice tonight, McQueen.
Okay. McQueen! He said Lightning's last name very seductively, which caused Lightning to look away in embarrassment. Francesco drove close to Lightning, right next to his side mirror and whispering into it.
Would you want to come back to my place, Mr. McQueen? I can treat you right in many ways.
No, man, whisper into the microphone like that.
Would you?
No, stop.
Would
You gotta do softly like this.
you want to come back to my place, Mr. McQueen? I can treat you right in many ways.
Then he bit the side mirror lightly before backing off.
Oh my gosh!
Lightning looked towards Mater, wanting help. Mater didn't see Lightning look at him, however. He was too focused on trying to knock out Francesco's front lights. Mater was so angry with Francesco that he wanted to kill him. Well, he's damaged him so badly that he could never race again. How dare he say those things to Lightning, even wanting to sleep with him? What happened if the press heard about this? Does Francesco not care? Francesco rolled up next to Lightning.
So, what do you say?
No, he's doing his regular voice now.
Okay.
So, what do you say? You want to ditch this lame party and
You
go
dropped
to
the
my
Italian
place?
part of your accent. we just went to straight dirty rat.
You know, it's fine. It's fitting.
No, he needs to sound Italian.
We're gonna go back to Watto so I can get a feel for it again.
Mi casa Joe pasa.
Captain William, it wanna know bata. So, let me take that back, huh? You'll find what you need. G14, I'm a grand generator. I'm the only one here.
Okay. Okay, have at it.
So
Francesco
you
rolled up next to
wanna...
Lightning.
So, what do you say? You want to ditch this lame party and go back to my place? I have a very nice place to a very comfy bed that we can lay in after we get done fucking.
Wait, let me try it.
So what do you say? You want to ditch this lame party and go back to my place? I have a very nice place with comfy bed that we can lay in after we get to the fuck.
Oh! Oh my god.
That sentence caused Mater to snap. Mater drove up to Francesco and got in his face.
Hey, listen up! Don't you dare talk to McQueen like that! That's disgusting! How dare you talk to my boyfriend like that? Huh? Are you just jealous because he loves me and hates your guts? Huh? I bet you're a sick freak.
Mater ranted, getting in Francesco's face. Lightning couldn't take all the people watching, whispering, and taking pictures. This was going to be all over the news. Lightning McQueen, the world-famous racer, was gay and was dating an outdated tow truck. Dun dun dun.
I mean, the guy was like openly flirting with him in front of him, like.
Yeah, but you could just argue that he was being sexually harassed by a fruity European, and you know that's pretty common.
Oh, true. It's very true.
No wonder why
Lightning
their
sped up.
birth rates are declining.
Because they're not open to it. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we weren't so prudish and they were a little bit more open to being sexually harassed by fruity Europeans. Their birth rate would be higher.
Yeah.
Lightning quickly sped off, speeding past all the reports, trying to stop him, or all the reporters trying to stop him. All eyes were on Lightning, as this was big news in the racing community. As when Chick came out as gay to his fan base, they all hated him for it. He lost so many friends, and his family even shunned him for it. Chick told all this to Lightning after a drunken argument where Chick took advantage of Lightning's emotions. That was the first time they'd done it. While Chick was crying about how much his life sucked while fucking Lightning on the floor.
Oh my god!
Alright. Wow. Mater noticed that Lightning had gone. This wasn't good. When he tried to leave, The press and interviewers stopped him, asking a bunch of questions. Their voices all merged into one as he tried to escape. Mater somehow managed to drive through the crowd. He saw Lightning outside driving into the city. Mater quickly drove past all of the cars, wanting to talk with him about how long he had been dating Lightning McQueen, or how long he'd been dating Lightning McQueen for.
This is gonna suck explaining to Lightning